Does LA Knight deserve more? And is liking Cody Rhodes a hot take nowadays? Hello everybody and welcome to Essence of Wrestling. Today we're going to be scrolling through the WWE subreddit to see what were the biggest news, the biggest reactions, and the biggest things happening in the last week within the WWE internet community. LA Knight has been organically over for 2+ years. Yeah, LA Knight has been... I'm not so sure what to think about it. I've seen a video by Deontay DDJ, I think he uploaded it yesterday, which talks about LA Knight and how he just doesn't seem to get pushed at all. Whenever something starts, it stops immediately. And I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. But it's kind of a tough discussion because nowadays, just being in the main event is a big thing. And don't get me wrong, I do think LA Knight deserves to have a world title around his waist. I definitely do, and I don't get why Jey Uso was in the match against CM Punk, or I guess is going to be in the match against CM Punk at Saturday night's main event for the Heavyweight World Championship. LA Knight definitely deserved that spot, but still, just being in the main event nowadays is a pretty big thing because there's just not much of a rotation in the WWE. There just isn't. I mean, you barely see any new faces coming in nowadays, and it's not like I'm necessarily against it. I think the guys we have right now in the main event are more than worthy and more than good to be in the main event, and if you want to bring someone up, you need to take someone down. So yeah, it's definitely a mixed thing, a mixed opinion. I would definitely like LA Knight to, however, go for that world title later on. Although his loss to Braun Breaker did kind of seem to put a halt to that, so I'm not necessarily sure what's going to be happening with that, with him and Triple H and everything, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I do really wish he wins a world title in the next year. I really do, because if he doesn't, it's just such a waste. It's such a waste. Also, if you somehow haven't seen that Deontay DDJ video and you're somehow watching mine, please go watch that video, it's great. We support Piper Niven. Yeah, for all of you who don't know, Piper Niven is currently having a big injury crisis. There's talks of her maybe not being able to get back into the ring like ever, and I mean ever, which would be really sad because she's a great worker. We've had mixed opinions of her in the past, but she's a great worker. She is someone who gave it her all to this business. So if she does come back, I know I'm going to be cheering for her. I know I am, and I hope you will too, because if she comes back from this injury, she does deserve it. So yeah, if somehow Piper Niven is among the 9 people who watch this video, please know that you have at least some of the wrestling community behind you, and we all want to see you come back, and if you do, we're going to get right behind you, no worries. Here's a fact that feels fake. Rey Mysterio was part of the main event of the first All In. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild now that I think about it, yeah. Man, that's so wild to think about. He was also teaming with Rey Fenix, damn. How the times have changed, because I completely forgot that there was this period where Rey Mysterio was not in the WWE. He was going around doing lucha stuff. Man, that's so wild. That's so wild to think about. WWE was better with Vince. Jarrett, the Subway guy. Trish Stratus stuff. What's good in the hood? You know how that goes, unfortunately. The streak broken. Okay. The big dog, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of bad stuff when Vince McMahon was around, especially in the later years of Vince McMahon, like the 18 through 2020 was really bad. Although some of it does come down to the virus, but still, like, some of it was just so bad. And even earlier on, like 2016, I remember not being great. So yeah, I mean, again, I've said this multiple times, it's a part of my intro to my WrestleMania review series. I've only been watching WWE every single week since about 2015, so back in like 2016, 2017, 2018, those were like my early days of being a huge fan. So I do have a soft spot for them, but still, even I can recognize some of it was really really bad. And yeah, I don't think WWE was better with Vince. Was there some good stuff? Yeah, definitely. Was there some better stuff even? Yeah, definitely. Was the whole programming all in all better with Vince? I wouldn't say so. I definitely wouldn't say so. If LA Knight ever wins the World Championship, it won't take y'all long to turn against him either. Just like Jay. I can definitely see where you are coming from. I think he's a much different, I guess, beast than Jay is, because Jay just got over on his catchphrases and his yeeting and all that. A lot of people were behind him, but even when he won it, I can remember not a lot of people being happy about it. Not at all, especially since he won it over from Gunther in a not great way, where Gunther tapped out after like 2 seconds. Not the greatest thing ever. I remember a lot of the fandom being immediately kind of hateful towards it. Whereas if LA Knight wins it, we will all be happy. But, eventually I do think people are going to start turning on him once he wins it. And that's a sad reality. LA Knight is a catchphrase guy. People turn on everybody. Everybody who's at the top. People don't like the fact that he's up top because there's someone else who should be up top, and it's just a vicious cycle. I don't think I've ever seen anybody at the top and people were like, yeah, he should be on top, he should stay on top. Yeah, maybe sometimes during the Tribal Chief era, but even that, like, people were talking about Drew McIntyre should be on top. People were talking, oh, Sami Zayn needs to be on top now. Then later on, Cody Rhodes. How did Cody Rhodes not win WrestleMania 39? WrestleMania 39, yeah, it was WrestleMania 39. How did Cody Rhodes not win that? Stuff like that. So people will turn against anyone who's at the top. Unfortunately, that's just how the world works. And especially if you're a catchphrase guy like an LA Knight who is famous for many catchphrases. Yeah. Stuff like that. You know what I mean. But look, would I be happy? Yeah. Would we turn on him eventually? Would, I guess not me specifically, but the culture of wrestling, the community, would they turn on him? Unfortunately, yeah. And it's a really sad thing to see whenever someone gets on top and people start turning on him just because he's on top. And that's it. Because people will always be hateful. There's this really funny sentence I've heard. Not funny, kind of like, it really hit me hard when it comes to the wrestling community. There's a sentence, and I heard this in actually an anime video. Never mind. The sentence goes, everybody's an expert, but nobody's a fan. And I think that could really be kind of self-imposed on the wrestling community, where a lot of people just aren't fans. They're just experts. They know what should happen, stuff like that. They're not fans. They're not fans. So yeah, I actually might make a video on that. I actually might. Like, that's such an interesting topic. Really is. Braun Breaker push. WWE's hatred for YNs, I think I know what that stands for, but I'm European, so I'm not necessarily sure. Braun looked like $1 million with the title and has to wait his turn at 28 years old while a 47-year-old and 40-year-old battle for it. I'm old too, but I don't hate the youngins like this. It's, again, pretty tough to talk about this because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, what the future has in hold for Braun Breaker. My own personal opinion is he's going after John Cena. That's just my own personal opinion. I think that's what makes most sense. And I do think that that's what WWE is going to be going for. If not, and he is not like the immediate challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship, I don't know what they are doing. But you see what I was talking about previously. You have an LA Knight who needs the championship. You have a Braun Breaker. And whoever goes on top is going to be hated, unfortunately. So, yeah, there's just a lot of talent. And we have to recognize that just being in the main event, just being on screen every single week, the title is not the biggest thing in the company. The biggest thing in the company is just being at the top. Not everybody can have the title. Not everybody. But you can be at the top. And that's what Braun Breaker is. I mean, he is the big dog. Not the big dog. What am I talking about? He's the future. You know what I mean. So, yeah, I'm really wish WWE pushes him more in the future, but you never know. But what am I saying they need to push him more? They're pushing this man to the moon. Just because he doesn't have the World Heavyweight Championship doesn't mean he isn't getting pushed. That's also a big thing now that I think about it. What am I talking about? And to end us off for today, we have this hot take. I love Cody Rhodes. Is this a hot take nowadays? Maybe, yeah. Unfortunately, maybe, yeah. Because I see a lot of people, again, what I've been talking about throughout this whole thing. People hate when someone's on top. Why? I don't know. Because he's on top. There's other people who should be on top. Because there's always someone else who should be on top. The grass is always greener at the other side, aka with someone else at the top, WWE would be better. That's just because that's what we think in our minds. So I actually love Cody Rhodes and I love what he's doing. I see a lot of people talking about how he needs to lose this title. He's had one match with it. I'm pretty sure. It was just the Drew McIntyre match, right? Correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think that's it. Why should he lose the title? He's done nothing bad. Do I want Drew McIntyre with this title? Yeah, of course. Why should he do it? Why should Cody Rhodes lose the title? I don't get it. I really don't get it. But again, I definitely don't get a lot of stuff, and I'm definitely not the smartest person on earth, so yeah, what do I know? Please share your thoughts down below. If you're new around here, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that. We're on a journey to maybe reach 1,000 subscribers and maybe get monetized one day. And if you want to be a part of that journey, if you want to help me out, please make sure to do all of those. Share this with your friends, all that good stuff. We upload wrestling content basically every single day. If I miss a day, you're gonna have 2 videos afterwards, or you're gonna have in 365 days, 365 videos. I'm not doing this for money because, again, I'm not making any money off of it right now, so I can't necessarily schedule my life towards this, but I can do my best, and that's what I'm trying to do. So if you appreciate that, again, let me know. Thank you. Arrivederci.